Hey, how you doing? I wanted to tell you about a very nice experience I had with a first-time buyer that I helped purchase here in Brooklyn. If you're a first-time home buyer, I can tell you a little bit about what to expect in the process and why you should ultimately work with me. So often, buyers know the budget, they know what they like, but there's a disconnect between that and actually getting and acquiring the place that they want. As you know, if you like a unit on StreetEasy, Zillow, etc., then likely many other people are gonna like it too. So things that are beautiful, that are well staged, that are well priced can move very quickly. So that's why you need somebody who knows the market, who understands the pace of things and understands how to get you the right units for the right price. You need someone like that on your team. And that's where I come in. All right, so my client Elise, she came to me from another open house that I had. I sold a one bedroom very similar to this one on Eastern Parkway. And it was a madhouse. Everyone wanted this unit on Eastern Parkway. Elise came and she didn't really understand the process. She didn't understand Brooklyn. She was from California and really just needed someone to hold her hand ultimately and help her find her home in Brooklyn. Yeah, it was just a tremendous experience and I wanted to share that with you. If you're looking for if you're looking to purchase here in New York City and are unsure about the situation. So let's get started. So I took her on, we started viewing places, and within a few weeks we found something she really liked. It had been on the market for a few weeks with no bites, and we decided to put in an offer, and we ultimately got it accepted and about 5% under asking price, which was great for her. And the process started. You know, a lot of people think that buying a house is really just putting an offer and winning the bid, when really that's when a lot of the work starts. You have things like a bank to deal with, you have things like the co-op board to deal with, you have a lot of different moving parts that need to be coordinated, and that's what a good buyer's agent can do. Me, I can do that for you. So Elise decided to go with a bank that you know, ultimately I didn't love, but that was her bank and that's fine. But thankfully she decided to use the attorney that recommended, which was key. Joe Vivera at Vivera and Higgins, attorneys here in New York City. They are fantastic. Cannot recommend them enough. They did such an amazing job in terms of communication, in terms of timeline, in terms of making the buyer feel good about the whole process. Super recommend Joe Vivera and Scott Higgins. So what happened during this process? So like I said, we were looking for a while, we found something, we put an offer under ask, we got it accepted, we did the inspection, a few small things came up during the inspection, and then we went into contract. That's when some of the issues came up, specifically with her bank. Like I told you, Elise didn't want to use the bank that I suggested, which is fine. You don't have to use the people that I suggest, but the reason that I suggest them is that I've worked with them before and I know they can get the deal done. So Elise decided to go with bank we won't talk about. If you DM me or something, we can talk more about that. But she decided to go with the bank, which was her father's bank, her family bank. Ultimately, it was a bank that took her for granted as a client. That is the cardinal sin in any industry, is to take the client for granted, customer for granted. And we got weeks into the whole process and the bank wasn't doing their job. They weren't communicating with the clients, they weren't communicating with the attorneys, they weren't communicating with the co-op. So at the 11th hour, we had to switch it all up. We had to change banks, which is kind of a no-no. Not that it's you know, a grave thing, but ultimately that's not what you want to do. When you're nearing the end, when you've done the whole co-op board process, when you're getting there, you want the bank to be a partner rather than an impediment on this whole thing. So she changed banks and we were still able to get everything in on time. We were still able to get the co-op board package in. The board package was approved. I have a fantastic, phenomenal, amazing board package person who helps my buyers complete the board package. A lot of time, people who are new to New York City, they're afraid of co-ops, right? I have a whole video on co-op condo differences. They're so afraid of the co-op process that they discount condos entirely, or rather discount co-ops entirely and only focus on condos. That is a bad idea. 80% of the housing stock in New York City is co-ops, so you don't want to forget about that. But because I have this amazing co-op board package person, Elise was able to get it done in amazing time, very easily, very efficiently. And we got it in, she was approved, and ultimately it all worked out. Of course, there were little hiccups along the way. Like we told you with the bank, the other hiccup was a timing issue. Elise had to be out of her apartment, timing issues. Ultimately, we got it all sorted, but there was some very stressful moments. What she said about this was that she appreciated having someone like myself who could calm her through the storm, who could make her feel better about the whole situation. And yeah, she closed a few months ago, and she's loving the place. It's really great to see someone sort of make the full journey with me and really enjoy the place that they're living at. And I have a great review from her as well online. You can see here. So yeah, isn't that a nice review Elise gave me? I'm super proud of the situation, of the whole thing. My team performed amazingly. The buyer, Elise, was also super brave and super trusting about the whole situation. And that's another thing that you need. You need a relationship with your broker, that you trust them, that you like them, that they communicate on your level. So all that stuff really worked out, and ultimately we were able to get Elise the home that she likes, in the location that she likes, for the price that she likes. You know, it's not always about offering asking price or going over or anything like that. It's about having someone who understands the market, who understands your situation and what you're looking for. And, you know, it worked out in this situation. So if any of that sounds interesting to you, or if you just are interested about the New York City market at all, I am always here to help and happy to have a chat. And if you're interested in the co-op condo situation, I think there's a video like here or here. I'm still getting used to all that. And I hope that you guys got something out of it, and I hope you got something out of it, and I hope to see you next time. And if you want to check out, I have a new one bedroom coming up in Bushwick that I'm excited to show you guys soon. But for now, hope you all have a good day. Bye-bye.